Have you ever heard of No Nut November and wondered where it all started? Why would an entire month be dedicated to abstaining from a specific activity? What began as a joke has since grown into a worldwide phenomenon, sparking discussions about discipline, health, and even internet culture itself. To understand its origins, we need to dive into the early days of internet meme culture. The origins of No Nut November are deeply tied to the evolution of meme culture, particularly in the late 2000s and early 2010s. During this period, internet forums like Reddit and 4chan were hotbeds for creating and spreading humorous and often absurd ideas. Among these ideas were various challenges, which encouraged people to do, or not do, something for a set period of time, usually with comedic undertones. One of these challenges, No Nut November, was first mentioned in internet forums in the early 2010s, primarily on Reddit. The phrase itself is a play on words, nut being a slang term for male ejaculation. The idea of abstaining from this activity for an entire month, especially one with a name as catchy as November, fit perfectly within the meme culture's love for absurdity and wordplay. The challenge began gaining momentum around 2011 to 2017 on subreddits like r/nofap and r/teenagers. The r/nofap community, which focuses on abstinence from pornography and masturbation for personal growth and mental health benefits, embraced the challenge as a humorous extension of their movement. However, on other parts of Reddit, the challenge was treated more as a joke or a light-hearted way to test one's willpower. As memes and posts about No Nut November circulated, the challenge became more visible, spreading to platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and eventually TikTok. By the late 2010s, No Nut November had become an annual tradition, eagerly awaited by internet communities. The rules of No Nut November. The rules for No Nut November are simple. Participants must abstain from all forms of sexual gratification for the entire month of November. This includes pornography, masturbation, and even sex in stricter interpretations. If a participant nuts, they are out of the challenge. While the rules seem straightforward, their interpretation varies widely depending on the community. For some, it's a humorous way to test discipline. For others, it aligns with genuine goals of improving mental clarity, physical health, or breaking addictions. Although No Nut November originated as a meme, it has taken on serious undertones for many participants. For some, it serves as a way to break unhealthy habits, particularly in an age where access to adult content is easier than ever. This aspect ties closely to movements like NoFap, which advocate for abstinence as a means of combating issues like addiction, low energy levels, or negative impacts on mental health. In these contexts, the challenge becomes more than just a joke. Participants share their struggles and victories online, fostering a sense of camaraderie and accountability. The mix of humor and self-improvement has been a key factor in the challenge's enduring popularity. Criticism and controversy. No Nut November hasn't been without its share of criticism. Some argue that it promotes shame or stigmatization around natural behaviors. Others see it as a way for internet trolls to push absurd or impractical standards. Additionally, the challenge has been mocked for its extremes, with jokes about participants becoming overly serious about their abstinence or failing within the first few days. The controversy hasn't stopped its growth, though. If anything, the debates around No Nut November have only drawn more attention to it, solidifying its place in internet culture. A global phenomenon. By the 2020s, No Nut November had transcended its origins as an obscure meme. Celebrities, influencers, and even brands began referencing it, further amplifying its reach. Social media hashtags like #NoNutNovember trend every year, generating millions of posts and discussions. The challenge has also inspired variations, such as Destroy Dick December, a humorous follow-up where participants jokingly attempt the opposite of No Nut November. These spin-offs add another layer of absurdity and humor to the movement, ensuring its continued appeal. Why No Nut November endures? At its core, No Nut November is a product of internet culture, a blend of humor, challenge, and community. Its endurance can be attributed to its adaptability. For some, it's a serious test of willpower. For others, it's a shared joke that brings people together. This duality has allowed it to thrive in the ever-changing landscape of online trends. What makes No Nut November particularly fascinating is how it has grown beyond its initial scope. A simple internet joke about abstinence has evolved into a global event with both comedic and serious dimensions, inspiring countless discussions about self-control, internet culture, and personal growth. Whether you participate or not, No Nut November is a reminder of how internet trends can take on a life of their own, shaping culture in unexpected ways. So next time November rolls around, and you see the hashtag #NoNutNovember trending, remember, what started as a joke is now a testament to the internet's unique ability to turn humor into a movement.